점점 들어오면은
The scenery makes it seem like you're in a deep forest. Everyone who visits here feels comfort, like they're in their mother's embrace. Temple food is a food of enlightenment. It's a food of sharing, a food of merit, and a food of generosity. While primarily intended for practitioners seeking enlightenment through monastic practice, temple food is not just for us. It's also a symbol of virtuous merit as it's shared with the many visitors who come to the temple. I'm the elder nun, Venerable Geho. It's been about 56 years since I first moved to Jinkwansa Temple. Think of temple food as food with wisdom and compassion. You're wise if you can cook well. Cooking is not a math equation or just words. You have to make it by practicing with your body. When we lack protein, we use soybeans to make bean curd or bean noodles, so tofu is really important. The dish is delicious when the person making it has a great mind. If they are stingy or impatient, the food burns. To respect life, we don't eat meat or fish. We also don't eat 5 herbs including green onion, garlic, chives, onion and wild chives because they have a strong smell. If you need extra energy for the day, there's always room for more spice. We ferment soybean paste, red pepper paste and soy sauce. We also ferment various other things like plum syrup and other fruit syrups. We think of the food we eat every day as medicine itself. That's why we need to eat seasonal food, vegetables fresh out from the garden. Temple food isn't about eating alone, it's about eating with others. The reason why people want to learn about temple foods, even though there are so many famous chefs outside, is to understand the mindset. The best seasoning is the mind.
한식 명장 스님께 이렇게 여러 영향을 많이 받고 제가 레스토랑에서 비건 음식을 만들자고 노력을 많이 하고 있습니다. 그래서 앞으로 많이 관심 부탁드리겠습니다.
I feel embarrassed to say this, but to come clean, when I opened 7th Door, I had no idea about Jinkwansa and temple food. I just thought that South Korea needs a restaurant that is based on fermentation and aging. But I was completely blown away when I tried the temple food at Jinkwansa. I've never been that impressed before. For real. I am Kim Dae-chun, the chef of Seventh Door Restaurant. Jinkwansa makes vegan food that's based on the seasons, which they believe harmonize the best with nature. Cooking based on temple food, we did our best to use vegetables as much as we can. It's been about 20 years since I became a chef. If you do one thing for 20 years, you eventually start thinking about yourself and what legacy you should leave behind as a Korean. I look back and realize that the answer was already there. It was fermentation and aging. Basically, the Korean people have fermentation in their DNA. If you just open the fridge of any ordinary household, you'll see many, many fermented foods like kimchi. The fermentation methods we use are all traditionally handed down methods. For fermented dishes, I make sure the fermentation and aging are done properly so that even people with weak stomachs can eat it easily. Fermented food differs in taste and smell, enhancing the ingredient itself and tasting luxurious. So we use fermented ingredients to directly add sweetness or saltiness. We ferment fruit for about 6 months and make fructose to use in our cooking. And for saltiness, we use very fresh anchovies or cuttlefish to make fish sauce, leave it to age for about 3 years, then use it to add saltiness. Temple food has a history of over 4,000 years worldwide. Today's temple food is an accumulation of all the knowledge and experience collected over those years. I believe Jinkwansa's temple food is the most outstanding temple food in the traditional aspect.
We eat to gain enlightenment, but also we wish that everyone could feel healthy from eating temple food, so that everyone who comes and eats here will live long and happy lives.